Okay. Going ahead and doing Soul Reaver 2 now. Uh, we finished off Soul Reaver 1. So if you need a refresher, go check out those streams. They're over on YouTube. 3 parts. Did the whole game. The last couple levels twice. I know this one has some deadlock glitches in it. So I'm going to try to avoid those. This is another one I have finished before. Oh yeah. I played this on the PlayStation 2 back when it came out. Anyway, let's just get on with this.
At last. I must say I'm disappointed in your progress. I imagined you'd be here sooner. Tell me, did it trouble you to murder your brothers?
Did it trouble you when you ordered me into the abyss?
Eternity is relentless, Raziel. When I first stole into this chamber centuries ago, I did not fathom the true power of knowledge. To know the future, Raziel. To see its paths and streams tracing out into the infinite. As a man, I could never contain such forbidden truths. But each of us is so much more than we once were. Do you not feel with all your soul how we have become like gods? As such, are we not indivisible? As long as a single one of us stands, we are legion. Our futures are predestined. Mobius foretold mine eons ago. We each play out the parts fate has written for us. Free will is an illusion.
I found the tomb of Sarafan, Kain. How could you profane a priest by turning him into a vampire?
How could I not? One must keep his friends close, Raziel, and his enemies even closer. Who better to serve me than those whose passion transcends all notions of good and evil?
The Sarafan were saviors, defending Nazgul from the corruption that we represent. My eyes are open, Kain. I find no nobility in the unlife you rudely forced on my unwilling corpse.
You may have uncovered your past, but you know nothing of it. You think the Sarafan were noble, altruistic? Oh, don't be simple. Their agenda was the same as ours. You nearly had me, Raziel. But this is not where or how it ends. Fate promises more twists before this drama unfolds completely.
Redeemer and Destroyer, Pawn and Messiah. Welcome, time-span soul. Welcome to your destiny.
Oh, yeah.
Where am I? Is the usual question. In your case, when might be more apt.
Very well, you old snake. If you'd prefer I use my bare hands...
This is completely unexpected. This orb disables our vampire enemies, leaving them helpless and incapacitated. Strangely, it seems to have the same effect on that peculiar weapon of yours. But you must believe me. I mean you no harm.
You can drop the benevolent facade, Mobius. I know who and what you are. I should kill you where you stand.
Perhaps you should, my boy. But you don't.
Are you so certain of that, Mobius?
My role as Time Guardian affords me a certain level of omniscience, Raziel. No, you don't kill me. That honor belongs to your maker, Kain, some 30 years from now.
You two are a pair. You're just as fatalistic as he is.
Death comes for us all, Raziel. It's just a matter of time.
How is it that you know my name? We have never met.
On the contrary, Raziel, I know you very well. And it grieves me to see how cruelly Kain has used you. I knew you when you were one of the Sarafan Brotherhood, Raziel. We were even close.
Oh, please.
Fortunately, you need not love me now to be my ally.
Are we within the stronghold of the Sarafan priesthood?
Yes, but the glorious days of the Sarafan have long since passed, I'm afraid. This is a more cynical and indecorous age. My mercenary army now inhabits this stronghold. We strive to honor the memory of the Sarafan with our own humble crusade.
Is this the vampire Vorador?
Yes, the scourge of the Circle, the most depraved and decadent example of his whole degenerate race. He slaughtered 6 of my fellow Guardians as they cowered defenseless in this room.
And you somehow survived this massacre?
I and 2 others. The Circle was devastated. Only we 3 were spared.
How convenient. You'll forgive me if I don't naively devour every scrap of information you toss me. You have a reputation for deceit.
And who has slandered me so? Your malefactor, Kain? The one who betrayed and destroyed you? Our common enemy? Consider the source before you judge me too harshly. We'll forget about rekindling our old friendship then. But consider an alliance based on our common ground. We both want Kain dead. I can help you do it.
You don't want to meddle in this, old man. I know all about your sordid little schemes, but you're simply out of your depth on this one.
You underestimate me, Raziel. Let me show you. Even now, Kain is lying in wait for you, unaware that I've snatched you out of the time stream and brought you here to me. See how he lingers at the very pillars he is destined to destroy, foolishly confident that he has eluded your grasp.
The pillars are still standing in this time.
Yes, Raziel. They are the embodiment of the divine force which preserves the life of our world. We who serve the pillars maintain their delicate balance, and Kain is destined to be the fulcrum upon which that balance turns. I believe you have already endured the wasteland wrought by his terrible, selfish decision. Kain's very existence is a cancer upon this world. As long as he lives, all of Nosgoth is in peril. You may never again be human, Raziel. But you can re-embrace the essence of your humanity and the nobility of your Sarafan heritage. Go to him, Raziel, and end this. But first, you will need to find your way out of the stronghold, and in this, I'm afraid I cannot help you. My soldiers will not understand your appearance here. They will try to kill you. You needn't fear them, of course. They're no match for you. Try to keep the casualties to a minimum. But do what you have to do. All great movements require a few martyrs.
Alone now, I surveyed my surroundings and noticed a second time-streaming chamber. Its entrance identical to the first, but with one distinction. That crystal was significant, but how, I had not yet discovered.
Hell yeah. Back to Reaving Souls. I love the environmental storytelling in this. Oh yeah. Okay. That rat's bugging out. Oh.
Taste my blade, vampire! To arms!
You're just gonna let your friend die there? That's fine. You'll join him.
Die, fiend!
Uh-huh. Got it. Camera's slightly better in this one, but still not great.
Over there! Taste my blade, vampire!
There's one.
Throughout the stronghold, I discovered evidence of my former nobility and my life as a Sarafan priest. This was the heritage so foully stolen from me when Kain raided my sacred crypt and defiled me. Taste my blade, vampire!
Oh, I grabbed that thing.
Prepare to die!
So, matter of fact.
Taste my blade, vampire!
Oh, God. Right. Got everything over here, though. God. Nice, they changed them into little skulls. I forgot about that little detail.
Away from the influence of Mobius's cursed staff, I could feel the strength of the Soul Reaver slowly returning. If that orb was as debilitating to vampires as it was to the blade, it gave Mobius a powerful advantage over his enemies. I finally understood how Mobius's crusade could decimate the vampires so successfully. If he could immobilize his enemies, they were at his mercy. But why, I wondered, would the staff have any effect on the Reaver?
Die, fiend!
Come on. A little ahead of myself.
Die, fiend!
First. Gotcha.
As I neared the stronghold's inner sanctum, a strange sensation crept over me. An indescribable feeling of displacement, a sense of vertigo, as reality itself appeared to warp and bend around me. The disturbance seemed to emanate from the sanctuary's furthest chapel. As I cautiously approached, the sense of dislocation intensified with each step. So this was the tomb of the beloved King William the Just, beatified here as the martyr and catalyst of Mobius's crusade. I was reminded of Kain's journey as a fledgling vampire, how Mobius coerced him to travel back in history and assassinate William, thus igniting a genocidal hatred of vampires among the citizens of Nosgoth. And here I discovered the source of the displacement. The Soul Reaver itself, laid out like a holy relic, and broken, apparently in the battle between William and Kain. I had not thought such a thing was possible, until, of course, Kain shattered the blade against me when he tried to strike me down. Thus, the captive spirit inhabiting the Reaver was released, and binding itself to me, became my symbiotic weapon. And so the Reaver met its former self, still imprisoned in this corporeal shell. I watched, mesmerized, as the Wraith blade uncoiled itself and snaked down the length of the physical blade. Embracing its twin, its mirror self, the Reaver's long dormant spirit was now fully aroused. And for the first time, I felt the true presence of this other entity, willful, ravenous, and deranged from thousands of years of imprisonment. The Reaver was now in command, and I, now merely its helpless host, felt my soul being leached to restore the blade. But the Reaver knew better than to destroy its host, and just as I neared the brink of oblivion, the blade released its hold on me. As I recovered, I realized we were now bound together in a fragile alliance. The Reaver no longer merely my symbiotic weapon, but a sentient parasite competing for control.
What have you done to me, Mobius? Is this your trap?
How mine? Don't forget it was Kain who led you here, not I. While you curse me, the only soul in Nosgoth ready to guide and assist you, Kain laughs at our folly and revels in your dismay.
These blades, now coiled in sinister embrace, have inspired terror in the hearts of creatures far more durable than you, old man. Bound together as they are, I can only imagine what they could do to your soul's fragile shell.
Raziel, I beg you to stay your hand. This was none of my doing. I have sought only to aid you in your righteous quest.
Why, you're trembling, Mobius. Has your confidence abandoned you? You seem to have made a fatal error by leaving your precious staff behind. Is that where all your courage comes from?
Listen to me, Raziel. You don't know what you're doing. I have taken an enormous risk by appearing here before you, so defenseless, yet eager to prove my good intentions. If there's anything left of the Seraphim in you, you won't do this. While you threaten me, your true enemy eludes you.
Don't concern yourself with Kain, old man. He'll join you in hell soon enough. As you said, death comes for us all.
Yes, the Wheel of Fate demands it.
What did you say?
The Wheel of Fate. The inexorable cycle of death and rebirth to which all men are compelled. We serve the same God, Raziel. To strike me down would be striking God's own attendant. And I don't believe even you would take that risk.
I tire of your games, Mobius. Now that I know you fear me, I needn't concern myself with you. Kain is waiting for me.
Go then, Raziel. Seek Kain out and destroy him in the name of the one God we both serve. You, who were once a Seraphim priest, murdered, profaned, destroyed, and reborn again from his mercy. You are now most powerfully equipped to be his agent, his instrument of restoration and retribution.
My own vengeance is motivation enough.
By my soul, you almost had me, my little blue assassin. But that'll be the one and only chance you get. I assure you of that.
I could now summon the blade at will, regardless of my strength. But once summoned, the blade's ravenous appetite could not be contained. It devoured the souls of its victims, and if I allowed it to become over-aroused, the Reaver would now turn its hunger on me.
Oh yeah.
So this was the legendary Janos Ordrin, reputed to have been the most ancient and diabolical vampire to have ever existed. According to folklore, he lived high in the cliffs of Nosgoth's northern mountains and preyed mercilessly on the defenseless villages below. His reign of terror ended when the Seraphim finally hunted him down and tore his throbbing heart from his still-living body. This relic came to be known as the Heart of Darkness, and was supposedly imbued with the power to restore vampiric unlife. The Seraphim therefore guarded it carefully, lest the heart fall into the hands of their enemies. But I wondered, could Janos Ordrin truly have been as monstrous as depicted here? Or was this merely artistic license by the Seraphim, who sought to lionize themselves by demonizing their darkest enemy?
I do love Soul Reaver lore.
Here it comes. Die, fiend! Strange how my history came full circle. This chapel, I realized, was a memorial to my former Seraphim brethren and myself. All of us martyred here, and then so cruelly profaned by Kain when he imposed his gift on our noble corpses. For the first time, I beheld the image of my Seraphim self, memorialized here among my fallen comrades. It tortured me to see how noble and pure I had been, What a vile phantasm I had become. And a profound sense of injury, of loss and betrayal welled up in me, so overwhelming I could barely contain it. All I wanted at this moment was to find Kain and destroy him.
Die, fiend! Prepare to die.
Fucking seahorses. Hadn't quite decided on Terrell's thing yet.
I emerged, and for the first time beheld Nosgoth in its former glory. The land overflowed with abundant life and vitality, and I knew with certainty then that the world I had left behind was nothing more than the corpse of Nosgoth, a lifeless husk bled dry by the corruption of Kain's parasitic empire. This was the fragile world Kain sacrificed to preserve his own petty life and ambition, heedless of the profound cost. The sight only deepened my resolve. I sensed that the pillars lay to the northwest. If Kain truly waited to confront me there, I would not disappoint him. I did not yet possess the means to unlock this barrier, but this enigmatic symbol was clearly the key.
It's weird to me how this one has kind of like a weird combination of new high-res remastered textures and like very pixelated old textures.
As I passed this arcane landmark, a wisp of the Reaver's energy was drawn into the ring, illuminating it. This created a beacon of sorts in the spirit world. If ever I found myself depleted in the spectral realm, and my soul tossed on the ethereal winds, these beacons would draw me back to safety and restore me.
Ugh.
These ancient obelisks were mysteriously attuned to my spiritual essence. By simply touching the symbol, I could safely preserve an imprint of my soul, and thus create a milestone to which I could return when weary, and from which I could resume my journey.
I'll try to save a little more often in this one than I did in the other one, because we don't want a repeat of that last section of the first game. Oh, God.
While I had only just escaped the stronghold, I sensed that in time my journey would return me full circle to this place. Infiltrating the fortress, however, would be no small feat. The balcony that had provided my escape was now well beyond my reach, leaving this massive gateway as the only means of entry. The gates were sealed, but like the time-streaming chamber I had seen earlier, their operation was undoubtedly linked to that odd crystal mounted above the entrance.
To arms!
No.
There's one.
No shit. Hell yeah. This fucker. Fuck you and your Kain bullshit.
Taste my blade, vampire!
Die, fiend! Here it comes!
Sure.
To arms!
Uh-huh. They're actually tied to one of the really bad game-breaking glitches in this. That's a little bit ahead. What the fuck? That don't. Oh, oh. What? You're a little stuck over there. God. Oh. Well. Sure. God damn it. You know what? You're fine over there. Just have your fun.
There it is!
Checkpoint.
There's another.
These vampires had nothing in common with the deranged jackals I left behind in Kain's derelict empire. They seemed to retain much of their former humanity. In this era, vampires were clearly not the uncontested predators we had been. These creatures were hunted mercilessly and oppressed. And while I still believed that vampirism was a plague and had to be wiped out, there was nothing noble or righteous in this crusade. This was simply ruthless persecution.
Seize him! Prepare to die.
And what I wouldn't get for a remake of this with an actual legit combat mechanic. Defiance gets close. It's not fantastic, but it's better than this. They actually tried to do combos and things.
The pillars of Nosgoth, pristine, whole, and uncorrupted. I had never beheld them in this undefiled state, Yet something profound and indelible resonated within me at the sight. And there, waiting at the very heart of the pillars, was the canker that was destined to destroy them.
I know you're there, Raziel.
Mobius led me to you, Kain, though I might have guessed you'd meet me here.
And if Mobius told you I was hidden on the underside of hell, would you throw yourself into oblivion to pursue me? Mobius trawls for the ignorant and unwary, hauling his gasping prey from the streams of their destinies. Stay out of his net, Raziel.
Spare me your elaborate metaphors, Kain. I have pursued you here for one purpose. You will pay for your betrayal, and balance will thus be restored to Nosgoth.
And whose will is satisfied then? The will of Raziel or Mobius?
Would I be better manipulated by you, Kain? Now, turn and face me. The chase is over.
This isn't a chase, Raziel. We are merely passengers on the wheel of destiny, describing a perfect circle to this point. We've been brought here for a reason. I've seen the beginning and the end of our story, however, and the tale is crude and ill-conceived. We must rewrite the ending of it. You and I.
Face me, Kain. Even you shouldn't die a coward's death.
Isn't it customary to grant the condemned a final request?
I recall no such courtesy from you.
Indulge me, Raziel. All I ask is that you listen. This is the sublime moment of our undoing, Raziel. The ineffable fulcrum upon which swings the entirety of our history. This is where all of Nosgoth is betrayed. In this instant, Ariel, the Balance Guardian, is murdered by dark forces bent on overthrowing the pillars. Her spirit is just now tearing free, lost in the ether, trying to find its way here. You have already seen how she comes to haunt these pillars.
Bound here by your refusal to die. You are the reason this land becomes diseased. As long as you remain alive, you condemn Nosgoth to an eternity of decay.
Be still, Raziel. See this. As Ariel dies, I am being born to take her place as Balance Guardian. Such is my destiny.
My God.
At the moment of my first cry, Ariel's beloved, the Guardian Nutraptor, finds her corpse. Racked with grief and tormented by suspicions of treachery, Nutraptor plunges into a madness which overflows and infects all of the Guardians who are symbiotically bound, including me. The repercussions of Ariel's assassination were expertly calculated. The entire circle descends into madness, and I am tainted at the moment of my birth, instantly rendered incapable of fulfilling the role destiny has prepared for me.
Shall I show you the same mercy you showed the rest of the circle, then? You blithely murdered them to restore their pillars, yet your hand faltered when it came to the final sacrifice. What makes you exempt, Kain? You're merely the last man standing. Why condemn me for simply carrying out what you hadn't the courage to do yourself?
Let's drop the moral posturing, shall we? We both know there's no altruism in this pursuit. Your reckless indignation led you here. I counted on it. There's no shame in it, Raziel. Revenge is motivation enough. At least it's honest. Hate me, but do it honestly. 30 years hence, I am presented with a dilemma. Let's call it a two-sided coin. If the coin falls one way, I sacrifice myself and thus restore the pillars. But as the last surviving vampire in Nosgoth, this would mean the annihilation of our species. Mobius made sure of that. If the coin lands on the reverse, I refuse the sacrifice and thus doom the pillars to an eternity of collapse. Either way, the game is rigged.
We agree then. that the pillars are crucial and must be restored.
Yes, Raziel. And that's why we've come full circle to this place.
So after all this, you make my case for me. To end this stalemate, you must die so that new guardians can be born.
Pillars don't belong to them, Raziel. They belong to us.
Your arrogance is boundless, Kain.
There's a third option. A monumental secret, hidden in your very presence here. But it's a secret you have to discover for yourself. Unearth your destiny, Raziel. It's all laid out for you here.
You said it yourself, Kain. There are only two sides to your coin.
Apparently so. But suppose you throw a coin enough times. Suppose one day it lands on its edge.
God, I just eat this shit up. I fucking love this series. The dynamic between Kain and Raziel
I
is
didn't know what
fantastic.
impulse stayed my hand, why I had so willingly allowed Kain to escape me when I had pursued him for so long. I had no reason to trust Kain after he had valued me so little, and yet I found myself intrigued by his words. I had been too cruelly used to so gullibly play his pawn, but if this world truly had secrets to divulge, I was determined to expose them.
It's absolutely overwrought melodrama, and I absolutely love this shit. It's funny now, having played the first one again, that this is the game that really brings it to the forefront. The first game has a little bit of it, but this one really, really ups it massively. And it's especially good. Oh, look, Slua. Redesign. It's especially good since when I had played this, I hadn't played the original game at that point. Oh god, there were a lot of souls here. So I only vaguely knew some of that stuff he was talking about. Nupraptor and the death of Ariel. Those all are shit from the first Legacy of Kain game. Like, that scene he's describing about Ariel's murder and all that shit, that's literally the opening cinematic of the original game.
From the moment of my arrival, I had the constant and palpable sensation of being watched. Someone, it seemed, was keenly interested in my presence here. From the look of it, this door had been sealed for centuries. I began to realize it was no mere coincidence that I found myself standing here, beneath this winged figure with blue skin and cloven hands so like my own, and bearing this unique key. And so it was with a sense of gravity and trepidation that I unsealed that ancient door and crossed the threshold. As I entered the chamber, I sensed that it had been sealed for hundreds, perhaps thousands of years. And while this room was clearly built when the pillars were erected, I knew that no human hand could have shaped this place, and that perhaps it had never been seen by human eyes. The surrounding murals depicted a winged race, their features so like my own, but beautiful, where mine were grotesque, and angelic, while mine were demonic. I tried to decipher these images. A great war, but with combatants like none I had ever seen. The pillars, raised by this winged race, who thus defeated their adversaries. The winged beings again, writhing in agony, apparently afflicted with the same bloodthirst I had so recently suffered. And throughout the chamber, inscribed everywhere, images of the Reaver itself. Was this what Kain had urged me to discover? I wondered.
Lies, Raziel. Do not be deceived.
Ah, my ancient benefactor. And I dared to hope we had parted ways forever. Your silence was refreshing, but it lasted. No doubt you have a conveniently inexpressible reason for your presence here.
Do not be insolent, Raziel. I am eternally present here and everywhere, now and always. I am the still center of the turning wheel, the hub of this world's destiny.
But perhaps not so omnipotent as you'd have me believe. Your hold on me appears to be tenuous. I no longer seem to need you. Yet I'm guessing you still need me.
This impudence is unworthy of you, Raziel. Do not forget that you have a task to fulfill here. You are indebted to me.
Indebted? You would have me show gratitude for a gift I didn't ask to be bestowed. Do you forget that you forced me to inhabit this vile carcass?
I restored you to yourself, Raziel. It was Kain who destroyed you. The very enemy you've just let slip through your grasp. Do not fail me, my servant.
I serve no one. Not you, not Kain, and not your lackey Mobius.
Mobius is my good servant. I have many.
And if I tell Mobius that he's worshipping a giant squid, do you think his faith will falter?
You have grown willful, Raziel. But beware. To embrace a serpent is to invite poison into your heart. Kain is a sinuous beast. He will seduce and deceive you. You pride yourself on your free will, yet you let that degenerate deter your resolve.
I harbor no illusions about his integrity, nor anyone else's. In fact, I am beset by manipulation on all sides. I merely seek the truth.
These are the fathomless truths, Raziel. The agony of birth and death and rebirth. This is the wheel of fate, the purifying cycle which sustains all life. Vampires are an abomination, a plague which leeches this land of its spiritual strength. They obstruct the flow of life and death. Their souls stagnate in their wretched corpses. But the wheel must turn. Death is inexorable and cannot be denied. Your destiny is irresistible, Raziel. You are my Soul Reaver, the scourge of the vampires, reaper of their apostate souls. Remain steadfast, end the vampire's parasitic curse, and restore Nosgoth. Kain's blood belongs on your hands.
Kain indeed deserves to die, for condemning me to this repugnant form. But if and when I kill him, it will be for me alone to decide.
Kain destroyed you without a flicker of remorse. He tore the soul from your noble corpse, and after you had served him faithfully for 1,000 years, he discarded you in the abyss on a jealous whim. Remember your rage, Raziel. Let it guide your hand.
Yeah. Let's rotate through. Just in case. Oh god. God damn it. Yeah. Thanks, Cameron. God damn it. No, 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 not again. No, no, no. Not supposed to be in here. Okay, good. Let's check this out. Nom, 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 nom. I'm supposed to be down here yet. Right. Ow. Yeah, so it's... Let's head back. Oh God. I have to get down here. I don't fucking know.
Do not fail me.
a part of an adventure game is getting your ass lost. The only place to go is nope. Nope. Who knows? Must have been something. When you think you're lost, but you're not actually lost. Just confused.
I surfaced into a very different landscape. The daylight barely penetrated the dense canopy of this forest. Here I discovered an ancient ruin, unmistakably one of Mobius's time-streaming chambers, but long ago sealed and abandoned to the encroaching swamp. I didn't currently possess the means to break this seal, but I thought in time that I might.
The slimy slime.
The scourge is upon us!
Yep.
Die, fiend!
Fuck. Yeah, frog go.
So, my lurking observer was exposed. The creature vanished when he realized he was discovered, but I caught a glimpse of him, and his features were distinctive enough. This was the vampire Vorador, the monstrous assassin depicted in the stronghold. Strange that a creature brazen enough to assault the Circle single-handedly would avoid confronting me. Very well. If Vorador would not come to me, I would go to him. But first, I needed to find some means of reaching that terrace.
Okay, okay.
Over there!
Over there.
Taste my blade, vampire!
Yep.
There's one!
They tried. They really tried. It's not great. But it's a little better than the first one, and that's enough.
There appeared to be a passage here, leading northward into the mountains. The opening, however, was obstructed and too high for me to reach. Perhaps later I would find the means to bypass these obstacles.
Get it! Prepare to die.
Okay.
Over there!
Die, fiend! Die, fiend!
My lurking friend was nowhere to be seen, but I found these ruins even more intriguing. I recognized these arcane symbols from the chamber beneath the pillars, and realized that this shrine, too, was sealed to all but the bearer of the Reaver.
So this is where one of the game-breaking glitches is in the game. I did not run across it on my first time through the game, but I ran across it through my second time. And basically what it is for some reason in the game, if you run over there to the crows on the balcony and scare them away, then you cannot open the door back up when you come back out of this forge. It's like a blank wall. It treats it as if you've already done the puzzle and you can't use the Reaver to open it to get back out. You're literally stuck in there. And if you don't have a recent save, you have to restart the entire game over again. There we go. It is very messed up. This one, no. Not yet. I'm saving on this one though. So, fortunately, this one has the checkpoint system, so that mitigates it a little bit. Thank you, sir. No, this is the sequel. Quite so. I mean, I shouldn't be locked in here since I didn't go scare the crows away. Yeah, you just kind of have to figure out what's going on with this. You're, because think of Soul Reaver like a dark horror gothic ocarina of time. So it's like here's this weird temple. You have to go find a thing and or power inside, and that'll let you get a little farther. There we go. This is like the first real puzzle section. Basically, the first segment I already did was like the tutorial setting up the game with all the shit telling you what's going on in the world and the story and stuff while you're just kind of running around figuring out what to do. But this is like your real first dungeon, if you want to call it that. Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Well, that's why that checkpoint is such a bitch, because they put the checkpoint in here. Oh, it's very hard to die in Soul Reaver. Oh, dude. Not ready for that yet. You shouldn't have told me that yet. See the little spirally majig down there in the corner? That's your life bar. Yeah. When it gets to the center, you're basically transported back to the spectral realm. Then if it goes all the way to 0 in the spectral realm too, you have to go back to the last checkpoint. Getting Reaver all worked up. Yeah, pretty much.
Throughout this ancient shrine, murals depicted the winged race and the apocalyptic war against their mysterious and equally inhuman adversaries. These winged beings, it seemed, were not only the architects of the pillars, but of this
certain walls.
enigmatic place as well. And just as in the pillar's chamber, this shrine was adorned throughout with imagery of the Reaver, depicted with the reverence of a holy icon.
Soul Reaver is a very, very wordy, melodramatic series. So there's a lot of cutscenes of just Raziel stopping to go, oh, here's this interesting thing. And I'm going to give it some nice purple prose to say, hey, here's this thing. Yes, indeed. I mean, he's a former 1,000-year-old vampire, so... Yeah. For the dungeon, not really. I think they added one for the, oh god, what did I do? Oh no. Alfonso, what did you make me do? Uh-oh. Well. Yeah. Um. I don't even know what I did. Oh no. Great. Fantastic. Yeah. Uh, well, there we go. Back here again. Yeah, I don't even know what the fuck I did. So there you go. There's your crash you wanted.
There appeared to be a passage here, leading northward into the mountains. The opening, however, was obstructed and too high for me to reach. Perhaps later I would find the means to bypass these obstacles.
No, I don't want it. No, fuck all y'all.
My lurking friend was nowhere to be seen.
It's not a wingsuit.
But I found
It's
these
his
runes
torn
even
wings.
more intriguing. I recognized these arcane symbols from the chamber beneath the pillars, and realized that this shrine too was sealed to all but the bearer of the Reaver. Yeah, like I've been saying through this playthrough, Soul Reaver was not great on the combat front. It's mostly just mash button till thing dies. There's not like combos or anything. Well, there are vague combos, but it's just like they're mostly an impediment to your progress, not really a challenge. Yes, the Turok claws. Why am I fucking with this little rock? Fuck that. Okay, what's around? Yeah, there's no penalty to just ignoring them. It's just
and they respawn consistently. So it's just like, they just kind of slow you down and shit. It's like, oh, well, we have this vampire game. You kind of have to be able to kill something, but we don't really want to do too much with the combat mechanic because this is more of a puzzle exploration narrative game. Yeah, yeah. You cannot wipe out all of the enemies. Because there's like a vague block mechanic in this one that wasn't in the first game. It's just like, yeah, see what I mean? The winged things.
Throughout this ancient shrine, murals depicted the winged race and the apocalyptic war against their mysterious and equally inhuman adversaries. These winged beings, it seemed, were not only the
No,
architects of the pillars.
honestly, if they did like a
but
remake,
this
I'd like it to have a little more
enigmatic place as
combat.
well.
Just,
And just as in the pillar's
but
chamber,
this one,
this
it's not
shrine
about
was
the combat.
adorned throughout with
It's this
imagery of the
bullshit that this
Reaver,
game is really about.
depicted with the reverence of a holy icon.
Oh yeah, you are here, aren't you? I think this was done by Crystal Dynamics and IDOS back in the day. If I recall, IDOS was bought out by Square Enix. I don't know if they still own Square Enix, because the publisher IDOS is the same one that did Hitman and Tomb Raider. They did both of those series. Well, that's the thing, is this is like a remaster version that they just dropped out of nowhere. So I think they're testing the waters of bringing it back, but unfortunately Soul Reaver was not a very popular series. I mean, if you watch like the first game and this one, the games have a bad habit of always ending on fucking cliffhangers. The stories always end on cliffhangers, and it's a pain in the ass. And the funny thing is, this is such a long-running series that they don't really do anything with. Yeah, yeah. The series, this is actually the third fucking game in the series. Soul Reaver 2 is the third game. The original was on the PlayStation 1. Yeah, I know it says 2, but it's the second Soul Reaver game, but it's the third Legacy of Kain game. Okay, let's try not to blue screen to death in here. Yeah, well, what it was the original game was Legacy of Kain Blood Omen, which was, again, a Zelda-like, but more of a Link to the Past style top-down gothic horror RPG thing, action RPG. Then they came out with like a semi-sequel, which was Soul Reaver, Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver, where the main character of the first game is now the villain of the second game and onward. They actually do release a a sequel to Blood Omen. Oh, I forgot I need health. But they released a sequel to Blood Omen, so they have Legacy of Kain Blood Omen 2 that comes out after this one that's not a continuation of this one. I have to kill them to get soul. Oh, there's one. Give me that. Oh, you ate it, didn't you? Slua bitch. Oh, it absolutely is a mess. There was Legacy Kain Blood Omen was the first one for the PS1. Then on the PS1 and Dreamcast was Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver. Then on the PS2 was this one, Soul Reaver 2. Then also on the PS2 was Blood Omen 2. And again, this game ends on a cliffhanger, so it's like a pain in the ass that doesn't continue the storyline whatsoever. And then I believe... No, it's not semi-exclusive. Then after Blood Omen 2 came Legacy of Kain Defiance. And that one also ends on a cliffhanger. And the worst part is they have never given a continuation to that. Like 5-10 years after that, they released like a third-person multiplayer game that was called, I think, Dead Sun, where it has nothing to do with any of the narratives. I think that was right after Square Enix bought it too. But like, it just ends on a fucking cliffhanger. It's like a semi-ending. I don't know. I don't know. I honestly, I can't tell you. Hey guys. The Fire Reaver. What the fuck was that? Okay. Throw that. I don't have the Fire Reaver. Okay, that's fine. No, it's as much as I love the Soul Reaver series, no one else knows this series. Oh, nice. And it's an absolute mess. Because I think the problem is that you're dealing with the studio of Eidos that when they have Hitman and Tomb Raider, and then those are like mainstay big action games. But then you have Soul Reaver that nobody really knows about. They don't have that much incentive to continue it. Yeah, I was there 3,000 years ago, Alfonso. Of course. Okay, where the fuck am I going? Am I climbing up? I played this bitch first on the damn Dreamcast, which was like a semi-remaster of the first game. And then I was here for the release of this game and onward. And it's just like... Why do you keep teasing me with this storyline and not giving me a goddamn ending? Yeah, sorta. It's mostly useless. There's something I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm so busy telling you this fucking story I don't remember what I'm doing. Yes. Never-ending story! Maybe I'm supposed to go back up. Oh, duh. Yeah, go back up to turn the mirror. Yeah. Like I said, they tried in their not great combat system. Because, again, this is early PS2. This is not mid or late PS2. This is early PS2. So you didn't even have the original Devil May Cry and shit out yet. Yep. Yeah. Because this is like the Dark Temple, and you use it for like the light and shit. Yeah, PS2 had a rough start, but it got there eventually. There we go. I'm supposed to do this. No, no, they could not. Fuck. Alright. Oh, I can do it in this one. Duh. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yes, thank you. Thank you, game. So I guess there is still a little bit of hand-holding in this here first. Forge. Oh, fuck, I don't remember what I'm supposed to be doing with this one. Oh man, it's just like Zelda. Holy Zeldas. That's fair. That's fair. Can I turn this over there yet, or do I have to? Nope, not yet. Wait, it's the other way. My guy. Yes, the T-pose. Which is like the official actual render. It's not a glitch or anything. He just T-poses the phase through it. The what? Oh, why it's spiky? It's because you're in the spectral realm. Think of it like the realm of the dead. So when I switch back here, it'll go back to normal spiraliness. But yeah, it's just like an aesthetic thing to show you that you're in the afterlife realm thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Just a little extra visual reminder. And what Soul Reaver did really well with the material realm and spectral realms is the puzzles, things shift in the spectral realm, unlike in the material realm. So if you shift in the spectral realm, shit moves, so you can then get to other places. Oh, I need these levels. Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, kind of like that. Kind of like that. Because you can literally shift wherever you are. Kind of like that, Drew. No, it's a great mechanic. That's part of why I love Soul Reaver. It's got this bullshit narrative going on, but which I love. But the actual gameplay has interesting ideas it plays with. I think I was supposed to turn this on. Oh, do I have to do the bullshit, or I don't think I do. Yeah, there we go. Oh, duh. Get the Reaper. Back up. There we go. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so I want to go to... It's got to be the eclipse. Eclipse. refresh or whatever I'm supposed to be doing. What? What do you want? Yeah, I just didn't push it far enough. Okay. I think that's perfect. Let's see what happens if I got that. Yeah, it's not. Okay. Nope. Now I'm supposed to do that. Oh, I know. Okay. What the fuck was I supposed to do? Oh, no. Duh. There we go. Okay. Stamina, no. No. You can do whatever you want to do for as long as you need to do it. Let's just fuck this shit up there. God damn it. I think I was supposed to go up there. Well. That was dumb of me. Mural. Yeah, right. Uh-huh. So there's the map in the menu. No, not remotely.
As I neared the altar, I suddenly felt the Reaver quickening of its own volition. Just as in William's chapel, the balance of power tangibly shifted. Voracious and willful, the Soul Reaver was now in control, and I, merely its helpless puppet. The Reaver plunged itself into that mysterious altar, and devouring the energy that emanated from within, drained this place of its
Yes,
power.
yes.
Thus sated, the Reaver released me. And I realized as I recovered control that these ancient shrines were forges, each purpose-built to enhance the Reaver with elemental power.
Yeah. It's the yeah, no. It's the sword on his arm. Yes, I love it because of the bird. The Soul Reaver is a bird. Confirmed.
Now I understood the purpose of the mysterious basins I had seen throughout my journey. They were elemental fonts, each attuned to a fundamental essence. When I forged the blade, every font in Nosgoth with the same elemental attunement was simultaneously quickened. The Reaver's enhancements were never permanent, but these fonts enabled me to re-imbue the blade by bathing it in the elemental energy distilled therein. Concentric circles, one eclipsing the other. I recognized this symbol from the door sealing that other ancient shrine, the one I had seen in the lake outside the Sarafan stronghold. Perhaps now, armed as I was with the elemental power of darkness, I could return and gain entry.
Got
You're a ragged excuse for a savior.
Vorador.
I see my reputation precedes me.
It does.
All good, I hope? I've been watching you since you emerged from that accursed stronghold. Strange that your arrival coincides with the corruption of the Pillars. But I'm wondering, are you the catalyst of these events? Or the answer to them?
I don't know what you mean.
I will speak plainly then. I distrust your origins, stranger. Seeing you crawl from the putrid depths of Mobius's keep makes me question your purpose here. And what should I make of your appearance? Not human, clearly, and more demon than vampire. And the Pillars. It is no mere coincidence that your arrival in that clearing heralded the Pillar's decay. And so I ask you plainly, are you the instrument of the Pillar's destruction or their salvation?
Neither.
Very well. Let us look at the other side of the coin. I have followed your journey and watched as you blithely unlocked secrets that have been sealed and forbidden for thousands of years. The path you have been treading is open to only one being. You don't know what you are, do you?
I have been many things. If you find me ignorant, enlighten me.
What's the point? This world is beyond redemption. Let the human cattle have it.
I would expect better than meek capitulation from you.
Centuries of persecution have taught me well. 500 years ago, our race was nearly exterminated by the fanatical crusades of the Seraphan. And now the same sick drama unfolds again. In merely a decade, Mobius's cutthroat citizen army has nearly accomplished what the Seraphan could not. Vampires meddling
No,
in the
it's
affairs of
Nosgoth.
men. Look where it's brought us.
What am I to make of these secrets I've uncovered, then? The depictions of the winged race, the Pillars, and the Reaver.
Fairy tales, boy. The delusions of an ancient culture clinging to hope long after the world had discarded them. Their bloodline trickled away, until only one of the ancients remained, sustained solely by obligation and his unfaltering faith in the old prophecies. But you see, even if you are who you appear to be, it no longer matters. You're simply too late. Janos Audron, the Reaver Guardian, the last of the ancients, and my maker, was murdered by the Seraphan nearly 5 centuries ago. He alone would have the answers you seek, but his secrets died with him. I don't know how you've come even this far without his guidance, or without the Reaver, stolen these 500 years ago by the Seraphan. I'm afraid, my friend, that you and all of us are out of luck.
I had no less reason to trust Vorador than anyone else I had met. In fact, the ancient vampire was the most forthright being I had encountered thus far. If Janos Audron was the key to all this, then I would find him, and Mobius's time-streaming device would provide me passage. But first, I had to find a way back into the stronghold, and I suspected I would find the means within the lake's mysterious shrine.
Die, fiend!
Hell yeah. Why, thank you. I got one of the story trophies that you run across just by playing the game. But no, this planet is technically called Nosgoth, and that's the big selling point of the Soul Reaver series, is the fantastic voice acting. Because like every single actor they have in here is like Shakespearean trained actors and shit. I would look, but I'm afraid about crashing the game to a blue screen again. No, the stuff they did with this series is fantastic. That's why I give it a lot of leeway, even though it's a little bit janky and stuff like that. The accomplishment with like the story and the narrative and such is fucking amazing. Okay, I'm supposed to go to some lake ones.
The scourge is upon us!
Yeah. Yeah, I'd agree somewhat. The all these early gens were just about finding your way. I think PS3 was really where they started to find their footing now. Actually, I would credit PS2 with starting to find their footing. PS3 was about the midpoint before they really kind of solidified what they were trying to do. Some, yes. The early ones in particular, yes. But your Devil May Cry's, your God of Wars, those all still play very well. And those are like mid and late point PS2 games. Early, yeah. Yeah. Because I remember playing a really, like, first release PS2 game. It was called a Summoner. And that shit was impossible to play. Modern Warfare 2 was peak shooter. Shadow of the Colossus is fucking fantastic. I love Shadow of the Colossus. I need to play the remake. It's impressive when they did a 1-to-1 remake that's just the same fucking game, but up to graphics and shit. They rebuilt it from scratch though. So fucking oh god. Oh god. Yeah, GameCube had some issues. It was a little bit closer to being there than the PS2 was, but then it released later than the PS2. I also, as much as I love the OG Xbox, I won't credit it for much, because what the OG Xbox did was basically bring PC games to console gamers. That's where I played most of my first time PC games, was in that original Xbox. Yeah. I mean, Halo was fucking fantastic, but other than that, it was basically just a glorified home console PC player. Like Morrowind, I got to play Morrowind on it first. Half-Life 2, I played those on the original Xbox. No, it absolutely was. Yeah. If I recall, wasn't the yeah, 360 really is what helps make gaming mainstream though, because I remember everybody was playing the fucking 360. Yes, Oblivion. Well, that's the Morrowind. I played that on the Xbox.
Ah, my wayward child returns.
Yes.
Having unearthed more than you'd like, I suspect. What am I to make of these ruins that litter the land, and these images here in this chamber?
Merely the deceits of a failed civilization. You are being misled, Raziel. This ancient race hoped to manipulate the future with these scrawled misdirections. You must tread carefully. There are dark forces at work in this world, bent on subverting your true destiny.
I have no doubt of that. The question is, am I in their presence right now?
Your arrogance will spell your demise, Raziel. Deny my will, and the arc of your destiny will reach a sudden conclusion.
Your threats are unmoving. Even now, I'm beyond your reach.
My reach is longer than you realize. This is a very dangerous game you're playing, Raziel.
Yeah, the Elder God. He's a fun character. Big squiddy, soul-eating fucking monster. But yes, the salt. The salt. Yes, I'm sure the salt will work. No, at this point in the game, there's still the question of him being Raziel's benefactor. Yes, I'm trying. I'm trying. So he's still semi an ally, even though Raziel is getting a little more pissy with him. Yeah. Because the Elder God is the one who brought Raziel back from the dead. And supposedly gave him his soul reaving powers. Oh, that shit. Raziel was a vampire. He was, he grew wings before his master Kain. So Kain tore his wings off and threw him into a whirling vortex of water, which is like acid to vampires, that basically dissolved his body down to this desiccated husk. And the Elder God supposedly grabbed him from the brink of oblivion and made him into kind of a soul-devouring thing. And if you can see right here, when you pull the thing down, even his jaw is missing. He's very wordy for somebody without a jaw. What, Raziel? Raziel is semi-not mortal now. Yeah, he has no jaw. Again, he's very wordy for a man without a jaw. I mean, with no tongue and no bottom jaw at all, I mean... Just look at that. Look at that. Just look at that. I mean, I get it. The concept is that he's not really a physical being anymore. He's just a spectral ghost kind of thing that can manifest in a physical body. Yeah, kinda. Exactly. It's the
Seize
the
him.
dialogue. Dialogue was the friends we made along the way, yes.
Die, fiend.
Yep, the dialogue gone.
Prepare to die.
You got it, Alfonso. Oh my god. Yep. No, the soundtrack is very kind of experimental.
Prepare to die.
You see that, Alfonso? The weird blade dog had a soul. Did you see that? Oh my god. Sure, man. Sure. Sure.
Get it.
Very unlikely. No. No.
Prepare to die.
Honestly, if you told me Peggy didn't even own a computer, I would not be surprised. Probably. Sure. Maybe she doesn't do the taxes. Maybe she's on the run from the law. Sure, man. Sure. I mean, a lot of people do. Yes, poor Peggy.
Over there. Taste my blade, vampire.
I mean, sure. Matter of opinion. Chihuahua, I don't know about Chihuahuas. I mean, I wouldn't know, man. I could make the argument for quite a few people. Yeah. Quite a few people without souls too, so. Does a handheld cannon work better than a shield for you, Alfonso? Sure. Okay, great, fantastic.
Die, fiend!
Yeah, I know. It's not very intensive combat. Oh, that one went out of turn. Maybe it's smarter than I gave him credit for. No, you don't get a bow. Oh my god, you motherfucker. Stop it. Well, you see, Alfonso, because you already have the ability to shoot things from a distance. I just don't use it. I don't remember. You used to be able to use it in combat, but I don't think you can with this one. Over there. Not there. Uh-huh.
Die, fiend!
Yep. Okay.
Die, fiend!
No, not really. That was more the first game where you killed your brothers and absorbed their souls to get different powers. Like the phasing through stuff came from the soul of one of Raziel's brothers. Oh, duh. Or not. I'm supposed to be doing. Okay. I'm missing something. Pretty much, yeah. It's just your health for the most part. That is from here. This is right. Okay. Yeah, this is mostly unchanged. River needs my darkness. Wow. You know what, fuck this.
These murals left no room for doubt. These winged creatures were indeed the architects of the pillars. And while the images were difficult to decipher, the pillars appeared to banish or diminish their enemies somehow.
Well, there we go. Oh shit, it's a time thing. Yeah, man. Thanks for tuning in. See you tomorrow. mean, I should have. Come on. Okay, bye then. What the fuck? Ah, God. Jump, motherfucker. Nope. That way. Good. Alright, go that way, I assume. I love that they're straight up using the 2001 sound effect. The little wow. Uh-oh. Stop using it for a second. Something else in here. Oh yeah. takes me right there. Oh, fuck. Got too close. Okay. I gotta go back to the dark room. Well, there's one thing else. What's there? I do not remember. The only one was in that room. Okay, I got completely lost. Uh-huh. Where was it? Oh, right. All right. So,
I plunged the Reaver into the forge and imbued the blade with the elemental power of light. Thus armed, I now had the means to re-enter the stronghold and finally use Mobius's time-streaming device to accomplish my own ends.
Oh yeah. And the nice lighting effects with the light reaver. Okay. I think that's enough for tonight. We'll get back to this and re-enter the Seraphin stronghold next time. See where the time streaming goes. But yeah. Thanks for watching the Soul Reaver 2 stream. Back tomorrow with something else, no doubt. We'll see. See you later. Now, where is my ending? That's what I need an ending. All right. See ya.